It has been an amazing process to get to this point, to go through this, to celebrate two wonderful Arkansans. So we celebrate both of them today, and we celebrate the occasion that in a couple of weeks, Johnny Cash will replace the former Senator James P. Clark, who stood in the U.S. Capitol for 103 years. And so for the first time in over a century, Arkansas will have two new statues to represent it in the United States Capitol. So to begin today, I want to call up the artist of Johnny Cash. Kevin Cressy has spent a lot of his life working on a lot of different projects, but I think he will certainly say this is one that will be very special. It's not every day you get a commission to put a statue in the United States Capitol, and so it's been an honor working with Kevin, and I can't wait for everyone to see Kevin's work when this statue is unveiled on September 24th. So please welcome Kevin Cressy.
It was important to me that this be as much of an Arkansas product as possible. So I was very fortunate that I found a quarry in Eureka Springs, Eureka Stone, to skin the steel structure for the pedestal. And when I was bringing Johnny back from the Crucible Art Foundry in Norman, Oklahoma, I had a trailer 16 feet long with Johnny in the middle of it with straps around his neck and head with blankets. So it looked like a strange, very conspicuous hostage situation going down I-40. And I can still see the people driving by taking pictures in case they needed it for police reports or something. When he was finished at Eureka Stone, they crated him. And once again, the truck and trailer, which I have to say the Stroud family from Foundation Pro generously lent me, foolishly probably, but anyway, to get through the Ozark Mountains on those 15-mile-an-hour little 180-degree cutbacks. It had rained that morning. I had 4,000 pounds behind me. I had a parade of cars cursing my name, I'm sure, as well. I'm still recovering psychologically from that trip. I mean, I'm 31 years old. Look at me. I'm a wreck. If I had to keep going all the way to D.C., I'd be looking like Keith Richards' father.
I also have with us today Dr. Adam Long and Penny Toombs with the Arkansas State University Heritage Sites, which we own the Johnny Cash Boyhood Home in Dice. Roseanne Cash was in town a couple of weeks ago to help raise money for that, and so we're excited about celebrating Kingsland, celebrating Dice, and celebrating with the Cash family. So when we got to the point where the statue was done, and we had all the approvals from the architect to the Capitol, from the Joint Committee on the Library, which consists of members of Congress, we had to then figure out how to get Johnny to D.C. And so that's where Kevin and I began talking, and I called Shannon Newton with the Arkansas Trucking Association. She is here today, and said, is there an Arkansas company who might take Johnny to D.C. for us? And so that's why we're here today, is to thank Dedicated Logistics from Crossett, Arkansas, as I mentioned, in Senator Gilmore and Representative Beatty's district down in South Arkansas. It's South Arkansas taking a South Arkansas guy, and so that really so many similarities come into play. Our driver today, who is taking Johnny to D.C., is Shemp. There's Shemp over there. Shemp Hardney. And so we're grateful to them. We've got the rigging company in Maryland on the text chain, and then the architect of the Capitol. So logistically for the media, let me walk you through what's going to happen today. Shep, when we're done, is going to take off to D.C. He is going to end up in Rockville, Maryland on Monday morning, where Johnny's statue will be unloaded in Maryland, right outside the boundary of D.C. With United Rigging. And then on Friday, September the 20th, once the Capitol closes and there's nobody inside, except for a few of us, then the rigging company will bring Johnny's statue to the Capitol, where he will be loaded in and put into place in Emancipation Hall that afternoon. We reminded Kevin to bring all the tools. For Daisy, we had to go to a hardware store after 5 o'clock on Pennsylvania Avenue in DC, which is not easy to find. So we've already told Kevin to bring everything with us before we enter the Capitol. So Johnny will be placed in the Capitol that Friday evening, and a box will be placed around him. And then Monday morning, the architect of the Capitol will place a drape over the statue with the ropes. And then at 11 a.m. that morning, the ceremony will commence in the Emancipation Hall under the leadership of Speaker Johnson and Leader Jeffries, who will both be there for the ceremony. And so the statue will not be unveiled until that ceremony at 11 o'clock on September the 24th. If you want to see a crated Johnny Cash, please come around to the back of the truck. That was interesting loading him in this morning at 8 o'clock. We had fun doing that too, to make sure you've got about an inch or two to spare.
Not really.
Not really. We're going to make it up as we go along.
They got him in there strapped down. They're like, this thing ain't going.
But it's an exciting time. It's been an exciting process to be a part of that nobody else in Arkansas history has ever been a part of. When we started this process, there wasn't a book to go by. I thank you all for coming. And for those of you who are going to be in DC for the ceremony, we'll see you then.